Most people believe one sentence without ever questioning it. If I just made more money, everything would improve. And at first, that feels completely true. A raise feels exciting. A bigger paycheck feels powerful. Higher income feels like progress. But then something strange happens. The paycheck increases, but the stress stays. Or gets worse. The money comes in faster, but somehow disappears faster too. And eventually, people begin asking themselves a dangerous question. How am I making more money, but still feeling broke? That question is becoming more common everywhere. Because modern life created an illusion that income automatically creates freedom. But income alone means nothing if your expenses rise at the same speed. And for many people, the moment income increases, lifestyle immediately follows. The nicer apartment, the newer car, the expensive subscriptions, the convenience spending, the eating out, the random online purchases. And suddenly, what once felt like financial progress quietly becomes financial maintenance. Now, the higher paycheck is no longer building freedom. It is simply feeding a more expensive life. That is why so many high earners secretly feel trapped. Because they do not own their income. Their lifestyle owns it. And the system encourages this constantly. Every advertisement says the same thing in different ways. Upgrade your life. You deserve more. Buy now. Experience more. Improve your image. Consume. 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 Modern economies are built around keeping people emotionally dissatisfied. Because dissatisfied people spend more. Think about it. If people suddenly became content, entire industries would collapse. Luxury industries, fast fashion, impulse shopping, status spending, social media marketing. The entire machine depends on people feeling like they are missing something. And unfortunately, many people confuse consumption with progress. That is the income illusion. They think because their lifestyle looks better, their financial future must also be improving. But appearances can be incredibly misleading. Some people making six figures are financially fragile. One layoff, one emergency, one unexpected event, and everything collapses. Not because they lacked income, but because they lacked margin. Margin is what creates peace, not income. The ability to survive uncertainty. The ability to breathe financially. The ability to say no. The ability to walk away from toxic situations. That is real wealth. But modern culture rarely talks about that. Instead, it celebrates visible spending. The flashy car. The luxury vacation. The expensive lifestyle. And psychologically, humans are heavily influenced by what they see repeatedly. Eventually, people stop asking, "Is this wise?" and start asking, "Does this make me look successful?" That shift changes everything. Because once financial decisions become emotional identity decisions, logic disappears. Now spending becomes self-expression, status, validation, comparison. And comparison is financially deadly. Because there is no finish line. There will always be someone richer, someone younger, someone with more. And social media intensifies this nonstop. People compare their real lives to edited highlight reels. Then emotionally overspend trying to close a gap that was never real to begin with. This creates a dangerous cycle. Stress creates spending. Spending creates debt. Debt creates more stress. And the cycle repeats. Over and over. Meanwhile, people keep believing the next raise will finally solve everything. But the truth is uncomfortable. If somebody cannot control spending at one income level, more income often magnifies the problem instead of fixing it. Because behavior scales, not just income. That is why some lottery winners go broke. That is why some professional athletes go bankrupt. That is why some doctors live paycheck to paycheck. The issue is rarely pure mathematics. It is psychology. And maybe the most dangerous financial habit today is normalizing permanent financial pressure. People are becoming so accustomed to stress. They think anxiety is normal adulthood. Constant bills, constant pressure, constant financial tension, constant exhaustion. But many people are not actually trapped by low income. They are trapped by financial overextension. They built lives that cost too much to maintain. And once somebody becomes dependent on high income to support high expenses, freedom disappears. Now, every decision is controlled by money pressure. People stay at jobs they hate, stay in unhealthy situations, ignore burnout, ignore health, ignore peace, all because the machine must continue running. That is the hidden danger of lifestyle inflation. It slowly converts ambition into dependency. And dependency creates fear. Fear of slowing down. Fear of losing status. Fear of appearing unsuccessful. Fear of starting over. Which is why many people secretly feel exhausted even while outwardly appearing successful. They are maintaining an image, not building freedom. And eventually reality catches up. Because financial stress compounds. Debt compounds. Anxiety compounds. But thankfully, so does discipline. So does investing. So does patience. So does intentional living. The people who eventually escape the cycle usually make one psychological shift. They stop using money to impress people and start using money to buy flexibility. That changes everything. Because flexibility creates options, and options reduce fear. Suddenly, the goal is no longer looking rich. The goal becomes difficult to control, difficult to financially pressure, difficult to emotionally manipulate. Because financially stable people can make calmer decisions, and calm decisions build better lives. That is why true wealth often looks boring from the outside. Quiet investing, low debt, emergency savings, stable cash flow, simple lifestyles, patience, no desperate flexing, no non-stop upgrades, no exhausting financial performance, just stability. And stability is becoming rare, which makes it powerful. The truth is, many people are chasing higher income when what they actually need is higher awareness. Awareness of emotional spending. Awareness of social pressure. Awareness of lifestyle inflation. Awareness of the difference between appearing wealthy and becoming wealthy. Because once somebody learns how to control desire, money starts behaving differently. Stress decreases, margin grows, peace increases, and eventually something incredible happens. For the first time, more income actually starts creating freedom instead of more pressure. That is when wealth building truly begins. Not when income rises, but when behavior changes. Because income can change your lifestyle quickly, but only discipline can change your future. So ask yourself honestly, if your income doubled tomorrow, would your freedom increase? Or would your expenses? Because the answer to that question reveals almost everything about your financial direction. If you enjoyed this episode of the Financial Psychology series, subscribe to Smart Money Compounds. Because mastering money is not just about numbers. It is about understanding the psychology controlling the numbers.